A bad opening can wreck a game. Of course, if it's bad in all the right ways, it graduates into so bad it's good territory. This isn't about those games, though. This is about games with beginnings so bad they're just intolerable. So bad that they drove away gamers en masse. Here's a look at the worst video game opening scenes of all time. Dark. Throbbing with weapons-grade dance music, haunted by awful dialogue, and starring a fourth-rate Max Payne impersonator, Dark's first sequence shines an unflattering strobe light on the whole thing's worst qualities. Even the characters in the game don't have any idea what the heck is happening.
That flashback had felt pretty damn realistic, even if I didn't completely understand it.
In attempting to rip off the classic Vampire the Masquerade bloodlines, Dark managed to copy that game's lamest parts, only somehow making them much, much worse. Now that's impressive. Kane and Lynch, Dead Men. Opening scenes don't have to be exciting, and they don't have to make sense. But it helps if a game's opening scene checks off at least one or the other of those boxes. Kane and Lynch Dead Men went the other way, boldly deciding to start with a sequence that is both boring and nonsensical. Inspired by the film Con Air, our heroes Kane and Lynch are on their way to be executed when some even badder bad guys free them. Except they've also kidnapped Kane's wife, and Lynch is apparently in on it. And... huh? Should you scratch your head in confusion? Or just fall asleep and hope the cutscene will be over when you regain consciousness? These are the tough questions. Yaiba, Ninja Gaiden Z. In this game, you're Yaiba Kamikaze, a crappy swordsman who references ball gags in the middle of battle and drops the F-bomb before falling down dead. Not the most auspicious debut, and that's even before you get reanimated as a cyborg to fight off a zombie outbreak. It's all just stupid enough to be... stupid. The worst part, though, is that this nonsense sullied the name of the once great Ninja Gaiden franchise. Heresy. The Lawnmower Man. Based on the horror film about the terrible dangers of virtual reality, the Lawnmower Man game ups the ante on just about every level, starting with music that sounds like a funeral dirge performed by a flock of seagulls as heard from inside a casket. Then there are the visuals with bizarre non-sequiturs such as a Star Trek-style beaming that turns people into CSI chalk outlines before making them disintegrate, a blacklight live-action sequence that looks like it was filmed inside a laser tag arena, and, of course, fully digital animated sequences running at 12 frames per second.
Job brought the world to its knees when he rang every phone in the world and crashed the global computer network.
The Witcher 2. One design flaw can make a near-perfect game nearly unplayable. Just ask the legions of gamers who couldn't get through the prologue of The Witcher 2 Assassins of Kings, which consists of numbingly linear gameplay, torturous dialogue trees, and hours of exposition-heavy cutscenes.
Nothing would make me happier than returning his shriveled head to Emir in a sack. But Triss Merigold insisted I be patient and courteous.
Even worse, the endless prologue of Witcher 2 barely hints at the fact that the actual game is full of exciting action and difficult decisions that drastically affect your playing experience, if you can somehow manage to get that far. Prince of Persia, The Two Thrones. It's rare that a game apologizes in advance for the mess it's about to present, but that's just what Prince of Persia, The Two Thrones does in its opening cutscene.
We all make mistakes. Some are small, some are large.
Don't worry though, once you finally get through this mess, you are rewarded with an obnoxious tutorial that'll probably make you quit the game. That's too bad, because people who claim to have continued anyway say the rest of the game is okay. And is there anything more tragic than missing out on an okay game? Our next entry on the list answers that question with a resounding yes. Mortal Kombat Mythologies, Sub-Zero. The game seems to start off well enough, as you get to do some punching and kicking, and not to mention some epic rope climbing. But your reward is this.
Now, you will use this map on your next mission. Quan Chi has once again retained your services.
Despite the D-movie grade makeup effects, nonsensical plotline, and all the dramatic tension of an episode of Power Rangers, the actors all seem intent on playing it straight. Few gamers have persevered beyond the first full-motion video cutscene. Of course, the developers should have known better given how epically bad just about every early FMV cutscene was, with standouts like Sewer Shark and Crime Patrol 2 Drug Wars entering the realm of legend for their terrible acting and effects. Observe.
You know, something stinks in South America. It's a stench of drugs. You can smell it right here in Sierra County. You know, I could use a deputy like you to help me sniff them out.
Thanks for watching. Click the grunge icon to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Plus, check out all this cool stuff we know you'll love too.